Good morning and welcome to this week's episode of 10 Minute Tuesdays, where we take on a career development topic in 10 minutes or less. My name's Heather Rickrell and I work in career services as the assistant director and career counselor at the university. So today our topic is going to be getting ready for the virtual career fair that's coming up. These also can translate to an in-person fair as well for the most part. So I've got 4 tips for you. The first is that you should research employers you are interested in. And the way to do that with our career fairs is to log into Handshake and click on events right here. And you will see the events listed out here. If you don't find it in the events list, which I think these are by date. So ours is on October 7th. So we'll click on this. You can see the fair. You can register for it here. You can save it here. You'll note that it's virtual, so it's happening via Handshake. It is hosted by University of Minnesota Duluth, but UW Superior and College of St. Scholastica students are welcome to attend. Everybody is welcome to attend. We changed the name to avoid confusion with another fair in the region. Reasons why to attend, how to register and sign up for sessions. Please do note that there are 30-minute group sessions with employers, as well as 10-minute individual sessions with recruiters. So that's all of the information about the fair. And then the employers attending section is right here. So you can click on any of them that show up here, or you can click on show all 51 employers. I will do that for you. You can follow them, and then they will be in your followed employers list. But you can read all about them here and find out about work authorization and so on and so forth. You can click into them. So it's going to load here and find out even more about them. So you can see the jobs that are posted right here. You can see highlights from reviews. You can see employee perspectives, where they're located, just a ton of information here. Get out to their website. I also encourage you to just take a good look at LinkedIn and see what's going on there. You can connect, you can message students who've worked there in the past or who are currently working there. You can also connect with staff if you need to. And they are giving some tips as to what they are looking for here as well. So those are really great things to keep in mind. But that would be my one biggest tip, is that you need to research the employers you're interested in talking to, and then go ahead and register for time slots, whether you want the group or the 10-minute, or potentially both. It might be wise to go to the group session and then also get the one-on-one time with them. So that is a little bit about the number 1 tip, researching employers you're interested in. The number 2 tip that I have is you should plan an introduction about who you are and what you're looking for. This is considered an elevator pitch. It should be about a minute or a minute and a half long. One of my favorite examples of this, how to build an elevator pitch, is this career fair elevator pitch video from Charlie Wilder. First of all, it's kind of funny. It's a little hilarious, actually. So it is a good model to kind of take a look at, but he gives you 4 elements in this minute and a half video. And it's a really good model to use. So you want to go ahead and think about what kinds of things you would say to an employer. And again, this is going to count on that research, because you want to probably slip in a nugget showing that you've done your research on the company, but also potentially have a question to sort of hand the conversation over to the employer or the recruiter. So that's an important piece. So again, researching employers and then planning out your introduction or elevator pitch. The third thing I would say is determine questions to ask employers. We already talked about that with the elevator pitch, that maybe the last piece might be asking a good question. So be thoughtful about this. You want to show that you've done your homework, that you have researched the employer, and you want to ask a question that's more than a yes or no answer so that you are gaining more information. And when you ask the employer a question that's not a yes or no question, it is a sign to them of a little bit deeper thought on your part. So asking those good questions can really put you on the map as far as their minds as a candidate. The last thing I would say when you are getting ready for career fairs, our career fair in the fall will be virtual. So it's happening via Handshake. You want to make sure that your space is, you've minimized distractions in that space. So visual distractions around you, pay attention to your background. If you can, try to have something that's just maybe solid or doesn't have too many distracting things behind you. Also understand that there may be times when you just can't minimize those distractions. Do the best you can. Any sound distractions, try to minimize those. So for instance, I should have turned off my computer sounds before I started this video. But you also want to make sure that if you have pets, birds, anything like that, that children, that they try not to interrupt. There's also, some grace there on the part of employers as well. So that's a nice change we're seeing. And then physical distractions as far as just you in general. So when you are coming to a virtual career fair, at least have a nice shirt on and look like you, have taken some time getting ready. So shower, comb your hair, those sorts of things, just so that you look like you give the impression that you're serious and that you can make a good first impression. Couple of other tips about preparing for virtual meetings that go along with preparing your space and yourself. I would say that headphones help for clearer sound. And not only can you hear better, but they tend to be able to hear you better on the other end. And I already mentioned this last thing, but just dress nicely to make a good impression. At the very least, a polo or a button-down shirt or something like that, but just, looking like you're ready for the day, and, showered, comb your hair, those sorts of things can really be helpful. And I think also preparing yourself for a virtual meeting is taking a deep breath and trying to calm those nerves as much as you can. It is okay and expected to be nervous, but remember with these folks, you're having a conversation. That's all it is. And you might not know them, but you're having a conversation, asking questions, getting to know more about them and their company. And they are here and excited to meet you and learn more about their company. So to wrap up the 4 main tips: 1, research employers you are interested in. Use LinkedIn, use Handshake, use any connections you have. 2, plan out an introduction about who you are and what you're looking for. That's typically called an elevator pitch. 3, determine some questions to ask employers and be thoughtful about that. The 4th one, prepare yourself and prepare your space to be in that virtual environment, talking to employers and recruiters. That's all I have today for this week's episode of 10 Minute Tuesday. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate having folks here, and take good care out there.